other day, I can now say I think the answer is simple, really. I have since started working at their home late at night and staying over. I always thought I'd seen something running across the lawn, and like a shadow staring at the house. What is creepy about this entire situation is a lot of times we are alone in the home. And the property is surrounded with darkness at night. Very scary. Now maybe the mind plays tricks on you, maybe not, but what I do have to share is very serious. It was on the night of September 6th where I had what I would call an encounter with a white-eyed being. I remembered saying that tonight was a night I would get some rest and relax a little bit. I do say it never happened. I had just taken a shower and stepped out of the shower to the corner where I heard something scratching. It made a loud sound coming from the back porch. I was frozen as I saw this pretty-looking teenager walk right through the door. She had long flowing hair and moved rather rapidly up to, let's say, 5 feet from me. The white-eyed creature, entity, whatever she was, staring through me. I, after a few minutes or so, had enough courage to ask you, what are you doing here? I then looked to see if she was still there. She moved its lips, but she didn't speak. Nothing was heard and her lips' movement did not look like normal speech patterns. I know this sounds hard to believe, but if it happens to you, you will soon believe, and I pray it doesn't. The morning after our encounter, we realized the dog and the cats were all dead, with my special friend a pot-bellied pig, all young, all healthy, and fell victim to some horrible demonic force. I never gave notice of my leaving to this family, as I knew once I shared my story they would never have had the belief in what was told. I will never go back to that part of the country again.
From Claus, Barbie, I wasn't going to post this, but what the hell? Back in 1999 I was living out in rural Nevada, outside of Las Vegas. Our place was several acres and we had no neighbors within eyeshot. Over the years we have seen several UFOs, some rather close to the property, but I can't say if they were alien in nature as we are close to several military facilities. It was just myself and my wife living there at the time with several horses and a couple dogs. Our house was unusual in that it was a 2-story home, and the top floor was like a single-story ranch house. What was unusual about the house was that the lower floor contained the stalls for the horses and supplies. Anyway, there was one incident that pertains to the whole white-eyed children thing. In December of '99, I was alone in the house. My wife was away visiting family. The night was pretty usual as most days go. It was about 2 a.m. and I had fallen asleep on the couch. I was awakened by a large sound. I can't describe it because it woke me out of a dead sleep and happened so fast. I knew it was not my imagination, so my first thought was that a horse might have cast itself in front of them. Stalls, which happens from time to time. So I went downstairs and checked the horses and they were acting all freaked out, but seemed to be okay. So I thought maybe there was an animal outside freaking them out. I checked the perimeter of the house with my trusty shotgun and found nothing unusual. I walked back into the house and needed to use the restroom, so I walked into the bathroom, did what needed to be done, and then stood in front of the mirror. I have a glass there to take a drink of water. I filled the glass and looked up, and to my horror behind me in the mirror was what you were describing, a young child, female in a white gown about 10 years of age with white incandescent eyes. I was so startled and turned around only to find no one there. I thought I was just imagining things, until I walked back into the living room and saw through the front window this girl, standing outside the house about 10 yards looking back at me. I made sure the doors and windows were locked, and took off to the master bedroom with a shotgun and closed the door. About 5 minutes later there were loud sounds coming from all around the house for about an hour. I tried to call the police and the phone just had a busy tone. I waited out till morning and checked the house out to find the gutters were ripped off, large scratches in the siding, and my truck had weird not shattered. Several of the windows had the same cracks but were not broken. When I checked on the horses, which I had 3, one was dead and had no sign of trauma. Anyway, there were a few other incidents over the years, but it was clearly what you described with the White Knight children. Scary.
Don't say a word, Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond.